Welcome, this is Mad Rabbit, and this is my final tour of my medieval Minecraft creation show from Season 1. I am now on Season 2, so please check out my playlist on the channels to see all the stuff from Season 1, which you'll see in this tour, and the ongoing new series, Season 2. Alright, up front, let me just make mention of a few things about this world as we're touring. One, the world is not going to be for download ever, so do not ask. Okay, thank you. Number two, this world was originally made during Minecraft Alpha, way back. Obviously, as things were updated, I basically changed the entire world, so there's almost nothing left of the original world in this. A lot of the flattened areas and landscaping and copying and pasting of buildings was done using MCEdit, which there's a link in the description for that to its current host website, and it's a tool I've used for quite a long time. I did not use World Paint in this first one to make any of the terrain. It was all in MCEdit. Season 2, I am currently now using Minecraft World Paint to do some of the landscapes and stuff in it now, but back when I did this, I did not have it. At least I hadn't heard of it back then. So this season is basically done. That's why I'm doing a final tour. There is a tour playlist that's more extended, where I go into everything, and I explain probably a little bit more, but it's kind of dated right now. Yeah, so if you want to watch the older, there's actually one from like middle of the season 1, and a tour from probably very close to the end. I think it was 10 episodes prior to the end, and I was calling it sort of the final tour of this, and it's a much more extensive tour, where I'm more slowly going through each building. But honestly, I personally think this flyover tour is a little more cinematic, and I don't know, I just like it better. Sometimes I ramble too much, and it sort of drags on that tour. So I guess you could probably watch those playlists. I'm sure they're buried on my channel page somewhere. You can find them. I'll probably include links in the description of those two older playlists. But keep in mind, things were a lot different back then, so a lot of what I said is not really so much relevant anymore. But anyway, I did a lot of touch-up work. This old area here, this is the older area. I was actually doing a lot of this stuff pre-season 1, before the very first season. I built a lot of these buildings here, but a lot of those episodes are now lost because they're from my older channels. So some of the channels, some of my videos from the playlist for this season 1, the first I forget how many episodes, were from my old channel, and prior to that I had deleted even more, where I showed some of the building of some of this stuff. So those are not around anymore, but you really weren't missing much. I think things improved. A lot of these, like this building here, and a lot of those walls you saw in the old castle that we just left, were all built in season 1, and it's in the playlist somewhere. This area here I originally had intended to make a short, have it up for a server for a short period of time. So that building that we just passed by was meant to be the spawn-in area, where I had some rules and stuff, but that never worked out. Thank you, Mojang, once again, for misrepresenting things you were going to do with your game and not doing it. Thank you. At any rate, this is Castle Bluestone. The majority of the season 1 playlist of the buildings in here, that's what I did in season 1. So this front gate actually works, the redstone gate, one of my most popular episodes, by the way. That was designed by the original redstone stuff was designed by Revichism. This building here, again, a lot of these buildings and stuff that I built, you can see some of them are tutorials, some of them really aren't. But that building right here that we're just flying over, this tower. A lot of them are tutorials. They actually go through it. You probably could build them all. Um, and yeah, that was sort of the glory days of the channel. Unfortunately, things have kind of diminished since then. Even though I think I've built better buildings in this new world. This is yeah, I had to build this tower. That was a memorable several episodes, if I remember right. It's kind of going crazy. Some of these buildings here were transported. These smaller houses were transported from that other city, the other city we started off in. These I did, you know, these were in season 1 also. These here, that was the library right there. Again, I remember one of the episodes of my library one got really like a lot of hits for some reason. A lot of people really liked it for some reason, like 10,000 views or something. So thank you for all those that were watching the show back then. And I'll do a lot of the landscaping work here on top of the main keep of the castle. I call this place Castle Bluestone because Bluestone was the name I typed in for the world seed back then. But yeah, this is the throne room. We'll get a better look at that in a little bit. I think if I kept going with this world, I probably would have done more work on the inside of this the main keep. I really did not do much in the way of rooms or anything like that beyond just that throne room that you'll see in a little bit here and some of the landscaping on top. This is a custom texture pack. It's basically default Minecraft. I changed a few things, not a whole lot, but I think I put like a white stone brick in, replacing the kind of the reddish brick, and there was a couple other ones too. I forgot what they were, but yeah, I think I changed some of the ore blocks into certain things too. But I did that more heavily in the season 2. You'll see, and it's not season 2 does not use the default Minecraft. It's using like Dokucraft mixed in with some other texture pack stuff, mixed in with some of my stuff. So a lot of this stuff here in this courtyard in front of the main keep you did not see in the tour from the playlist because they were built in those last 10 episodes after I'd done that tour, the previous tour. So a lot of these are were things that were done late in the season. Here is the throne room, walkways, chandeliers, everything all over the place. I like the way it turned out, but I think in the interior probably should have done some more stuff in it. And then I did that dining room in that one episode. Again, I think I know some better techniques now. I probably would have redone that dining room a little bit differently, but again, live and learn. A lot of season 2 will be doing things a little bit more professionally, hopefully, but we'll see. So yeah, there's still some empty areas in this world you'll see also, but because this is all done by hand by myself, and it wasn't really a group effort. It was pretty much me, myself, and I doing it. So yeah, I think had been able to get some of my friends to do this with me, which I sort of had wanted to do. It was hard getting a hold of them and stuff, so that's a whole other story. Then maybe we could have done quite a bit more. I really wasn't too motivated to do a whole lot. I really just sort of dabbled a little bit in this stuff here and there, and I kind of wish I had more time to do this like full time, like working on this stuff like hours and hours each day. But quite honestly, I haven't been really putting much effort and time into some of these buildings in either one of these seasons. I just it's just sort of something I'm dabbling in here and there on the side. So yeah, this is just basically the different like boroughs of the city within Castle Bluestone. I'll show some of the areas outside of it in a little bit. But most of these, like that big cathedral and the other building, and then some of these areas of the docks, and some of the one or two of the boats. Actually, one of the boat I did this season in season 1, and I know there was one or two other ones I did from some of those deleted episodes. I personally am not a big fan of the way I did the boats, but they're passable, I guess. I guess I'm not opposed to downloading and putting someone else's better looking professional boat in, though. So maybe someday I'll look into doing that. A lot of these houses here, you'll see replicas of them elsewhere. Using MCEdit, I did copy a lot of them around the environment, so you'll see them 2 or 3 times over. I don't copy too much, though. Like, I won't overuse it, only a few times. This new project, because it's going to be so big, you'll hear an explanation for it if you watch season 2. Yeah, there probably will be a lot more copied buildings because it's just such a massive scale. Even much more so than, I mean, like, this whole thing you'll see in this tour today is minuscule compared to, because there's going to be multiple cities, a huge continent, areas, just huge areas, countries developed, within this huge landmass. So that's what season 2 is going to be, which will probably never end. It'll go on forever. Season 1 did end, so season 2 will go on for forever. But season 1, this stuff here was pretty much the jumping off point for season 2. So yeah, that whole district right there where you see some of the that nether brick used, most of those buildings in this district here, they were copied quite a few times. This is like the slum district, so you'll see a lot of these buildings over and over again. But it sort of worked. I think I really needed to put more time into some of the landscaping stuff in this area, but once I had the idea in my head to do this such a huge project, I said I'm not delaying anymore and trying to finish this world. I'm going to move on and just, there'll be a lot of the buildings from this stuff will be used in the new one. Anyway, you'll see many of them. So this pig here on top of this tower, it's pretty significant because he was in like some of the earliest of episodes when I started season 1. So yeah, he's still there. The game didn't despawn him or anything, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's it. I think we gotta go fly over this this mage district here. I'm trying to remember if I do it. Yeah, I do it now. Okay. So there's like another view of the slum district. And to our left here is the mage district, which was not finished. I see the wall right there. The walls kind of surrounding it. I never finished them fully. But in the center here on this little island is supposed to be a tower connected to all the other towers that were around it. Because it's like basically magical in nature. Some of the stuff on this particular tower, the things were floating. I don't know if I really liked this. Like, it really came out. I don't think it really came out quite as good, but again, learning experience for me. But this building here coming up, it's gonna take a little while to render in. Next to the main keep, this building came out really nice. I ended up using it as a basically like a raised set of docks for flying ships. And I did build 2 of the flying ships. You'll see here, that one there and this one here. Also in season 1. You'll see the tower from the inside when we get down. But I would like to have had made more boats and flying boats and stuff like that. So those were not quite my repartee, Those weren't quite my thing. But these came out pretty good. And if you take a look at those episodes. And go down the fast way. Take a look from the inside of that one. So you see there the white stone brick. I basically just replaced the texture of brick with white. And I do use brick in something else. I forgot what I replaced. I think it was lapis or something like that I replaced with that. Since I wasn't going to use the world for survival anyway, ores were basically up for grabs for designed design blocks. I was gonna have more floating islands like that up there. But yeah, let's see here. Do we go to? I think we go to outside the walls now. And if I remember right, we take a look at the elf forest. And that barn there and this tavern here, one of the some they were in the earliest of episodes of season 1. I would have liked to have redone them because they're a little boring. And I learned a lot since then. So you see here as we're coming in, leaving the city itself, I did not do a whole lot of work other than just doing some roads, scattering some buildings here and there. But these huge trees are rendered in with MCEdit's tree tool. So basically what I did was I rendered one in an area, copied it, pasted it, rotated it around, and made multiple different types of different sizes and stuff. So I wanted trees that looked really huge and epic. And I would have liked to have gotten more variety, but you see there's some scattered farmhouses and some fields out here that never really did kind of get finished, but there were some different types of that. They have some of these. Come on, panda. Yeah. So you see the trees here? They're kind of poofier, and then there's the trees right there. They're like kind of, if you look up, they're kind of like just very tall with sort of like a layer of leaves up there. So it's very, very dark underneath. So you get things spawning in if you're in survival mode in underneath those tree areas because it's so dark. And a couple of other farmhouses and fields I had scattered around near the big mountain range I made. Looking in the mountains, they look okay, but honestly, making them with MCEdit did not quite turn out the way I'd wanted them to. With World Paint, it's so much better. I'm not even sure it's called World Paint. Is it MC Painter or something like that? I forgot what it's called. Whatever it is, it's in the dark description. But yeah, the mountains you'll see in a little bit here. It's kind of going around the other edge of the Bluestone Castle. Those are the mountains. We're going to go in there next to look at the dwarven stuff. On this side of the Castle Bluestone is a lot of more scattered houses, and I copied the other in. Some windmills, some scattered farmhouses, and some of the episodes where I was making some of the banners, the roadside banners too. Thought they came out pretty good. Then some smaller, large trees, but not as huge as those super mega trees that I made over here. And this barn here was actually inside the main keep's courtyard that we saw a little while ago. And so was that grain silo. This is sort of just basically like a little army camp on the coast. And if I had time, I probably would have made like a coastal town there or something, and some docks. But here we're going to go into the dwarven build in the last section of this tour. A lot of what I see here, I tried to make the towers a little different design, built into the stone. Again, I think I would have done some touch-up work in some of the towers, but the bridges and stuff I made in here came out pretty good too. Want things to look a little bit different. I'm not quite sure I like the idea of how this bridge kind of went into the mountain range, but I think I would have rather just had land here instead and make this bridge somewhere else. But yeah, so as I let the mountains render in here, I have a tower up there. I just never really blended it into the mountains real well. And this is basically the entrance to a it's very much inspired by Moria from Lord of the Rings, but this is a huge mountain range. And I basically use some of the tools in MCEdit just to gut out the insides of it, make it very cave-like, and you'll see a lot of fancy stonework here. On the inside, a lot of lava. And it sort of got the desired effect that I wanted. If I had more time, I would have... There's a lot of branches off on the sides and stuff. I would have built more dwarven houses into the side of the thing, the side of the caves and stuff, but I will have kingdoms like this in upcoming in season 2 at some point. It probably won't be for quite some time. I'm kind of bogged down with the first city I'm building, and I changed the map 2 times, so the first 20 episodes or so. As of now, as I'm filming this, I think only season 2 I've only gone up to about 20, almost 30 episodes, but I suspect that if you're watching this thing years later or something, I don't think I'm going to be changing the map anymore, but who knows? Who knows? I'm pretty sure I won't change the map anymore, but there will be a lot of dwarven areas, elf areas. So some of these architectural elements, caves and huge trees and stuff, you'll see in the new map, but in different ways. So this is the Dwarven Kingdom, huge bridge going over the lava, and there's like sort of a main keep on the inside here. But and back the way we came, there were some huge side caverns going off different directions, with some rooms and stuff built off of them. So in here I designed it with some gold and stuff. But eventually some of these sideway passages you see there, they weren't blasted out yet, but they would have connected to everything. But now, just try and picture this world and all that we toured here that I did pretty much by hand or copy pasting with MCEdit. On a much more massive scale with that new texture pack I'm using. And when I mean much more massive, here's we're going back towards the entrance we just left from. And you'll see some more houses. Well, you can't really see them. I forget sometimes how I do the tours, so I forgot that I did not tour those too much. So you may see them a little bit more detailed in the other tour if you do go back and watch that one, that longer one. I can't remember quite if I show a whole lot of the interior of that, or I don't remember if they were even done, because some of that was done in between things. I was going back every once in a while and doing some touch-up work between episodes. So perhaps someday we'll come back into Bluestone and maybe improve things or finish things, but I really sincerely doubt I'll ever come back to the season 1 world here. So this is sort of just meant as a goodbye and farewell to season 1 and season 2, since it's been going on now for a good 6-8 months now. Just there's not enough there to tour because they kept changing the map, but pretty soon we'll be touring and it's going to be quite a bit different. I did have a couple mini tours of some of the stuff I built, so already so far. So you'll be able to see what I'm building there and how it's dramatically improved upon. This is basically going back to the old castle in between. Castle Bluestone here, the entrance. But I'm going to go over to another mountain range I made and another small village. I think it was episode 100 or something like that of the season 1 show. And we'll end the tour on that. And yeah, so Bluestone kind of went into this mountain range here. And again, if I could have done it better, obviously if I could have come back, I could have made the mountains look a little bit better with the world paint stuff. So to me, they came out good enough, but I messed up some stuff in trying to make the details on the mountains here with some of the grass, and I want to put some of the snow on top. I only got through part of the mountain range. You see here. So we're back to the original castle again. And this is just basically a roadway that twists and turns through this mountain range, going to the village, and that's where we'll end it. So there are a lot of tutorials in Season 1, some in Season 2. Been debating about how to keep the show going, whether it be all tutorials or just build and show people what I'm building. Maybe making fewer episodes, but doing just tours of small tours of things I've built as we go along. So please do check out the Season 2 playlist and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think. You can support me by hitting the thumbs up button on the way out also, if you could. And I just want to say thank you for all those that did watch Season 1 and that are watching Season 2, and hopefully you'll stick around. The show and the channel will never die. I may cut back on how many episodes I make for some of the stuff, but I will always try to come back every so often with updates on these things. So thank you. So that's the small village from episode 100 of Season 1. See you soon, folks. Adios.